expect when shopping for workers' compensation and general liability insurance. Part 3. This is our final segment. Are owners covered under the workers' compensation coverage? If you are an owner in Oklahoma, you are automatically excluded from coverage. Most owners want this as it helps keep the cost down. So unless you specifically want coverage, you will be excluded. The cost for this coverage will vary by the classification you are assigned for your specific trade. Typically, the state dictates the amount of payroll an owner will be charged. So if you take out $100,000 for yourself, the state will probably assess a payroll around $31,000. It works the other way as well. If you take out $20,000 for yourself, the state will still allocate $31,000 for you. Who are the owners of the company, and what is the percentage of their ownership? This is very important. Keep in mind, the workers' compensation program is a contract. Whatever you signed off on is considered material to the contract. Anyone who's not listed and doesn't own 10% of the company will be automatically covered, and a premium charged unless you can prove they are inactive in the company operations. So be sure to list all owners and their respective percentages of ownership, as well as being active or not in the company. Are Social Security numbers of the owners required? Well, a simple yes will suffice. However, not all companies require this. Those that do, and that number is growing, want to run credit checks on the owners to understand their past history of paying bills on a timely basis. Those that have a history of paying only when you need the coverage to obtain a job, and then quitting by non-pay or simply canceling, will eventually end up on the radar of all companies that write workers' compensation. Obtaining coverage after a cancellation becomes more and more difficult. Usually higher rates will ensue when taking out another policy, should this occur. Have you had any claims recently? This question pretty much goes without discussion. If you have had coverage, you will be asked for this information or asked to sign a statement of no losses. Insurance companies want to see the experience you have amassed in doing business. Are you a careful, conservative operation, or do you care less about the safety of your employees? Just get the job done. Insurance companies will give credits or debits depending on the way you handle your claims program. Along with this comes your experience modifier. This only comes into play if you spend at least $5,000 a year for at least 3 years consecutively. This modifier is another way to give you some discounts or surcharges to your workers' compensation premium. It also shows a past history of premiums and losses paid, which will either entice or make a prospective insurance carrier shy away from quoting your workers' compensation. Do you have a website? Believe it or not, underwriters review your website. Guess what? They see lots of stuff you didn't tell them about. So whether you tell them or not, they're going to Google you and find out. What comes to mind is a client told us they only did interior carpet. Their website said, and occasionally we will do roofing, which is our background to begin with. What do you think the insurance company will do? Maybe back out of quoting altogether and put all of the payroll into roofing. Better be careful what you put on your website. You will ultimately pay for it. Do you have an email address? This is a great, efficient, and effective way to stay in touch with your insurance carrier and or agent. Neither party picks up on the other's frustrations like a direct phone call would do. As well as lost time ensues when no one answers the phone and you have to leave a message. And eventually, they'll get back to you. Maybe. How many years have you been in business? This question answers a lot of questions for the insurance company. It gives them a picture of your competence in your trade. They can review your credit scoring with the years of experience you have and determine if you're a good fit for them, probably ensuring some additional credit off of your premium. How many years of experience do you have in your trade? Well, here again, another question which answers several other questions the underwriter wants answers to. You've been in business 5 years, but you have 12 years of experience. Good for you and the insurance company. You probably know what you're doing and how to do it. You're probably someone they want to do business with. You have good history, good management skills, or you wouldn't have survived this long. These three parts of the discussion, what to expect when shopping for workers' compensation and general liability insurance, was designed to help you understand that what is asked for you, or asked of you, is for a purpose. To understand these questions, we hopefully provide you some insight as to why the underwriters ask questions in the first place. Any questions? Give us a call.